Navigating your loop. We are inside of a loop. In this video, we are going to learn how to navigate inside your loop. The top of your screen is going to contain your top level navigation. This navigation does not change whether you are inside your loop or on your main loops screen. We have reporting. This will take you back to your loops, same as this button here. This takes you back to your loops. This takes you to your tasks. This is accumulation of all the tasks that you have set for yourself in all of your loops. This takes you to all of your contacts. This button takes you to all of the forms, templates. That's what forms are called in dotloop. They're called templates. Whether they are Florida Interactive forms, Dalton Wade forms, or MLS forms. This takes you to all of the forms, and this button takes you to your account. This is the same on all of the screens. When we go below that, we are really talking about the navigation inside your loops screen. This button takes you back to your loops, same as this button here. Now, this activity log is the activity log for this loop only. If you want to see what has happened in your loop, who has viewed files, who has signed files, what you have done, click your activity log button to see all activity that has taken place in your loop. This is the button, Submit for Review, that you will use to submit this loop for review. For more information, there is a Submit for Review video. This is the title of your loop. This is your loop name. The flag indicates your notifications. Your notifications just for this loop only. The notes screen will show you any notes that have been written to you, probably from compliance regarding your review, just for this loop only. Below the title, the name of your loop, it's going to tell you what kind of loop it is. This is a purchase. The next bit of information, it's going to tell us the status of our loop. We can select the drop-down to change statuses instantaneously. We have under contract, withdrawn, sold, terminated, and archived. Please only use archived for training loops or for loops that were with maybe another company. If a loop was sold, please mark it as sold. If the contract was terminated, please mark it as terminated. Hopefully, you'll go under agreement again. And you can use the same loop. If you do, there is a video training on reusing your loop. For now, we're in pre-offer status. This is the View Details button. You're going to go to this button to set up some basic details about your loop. Moving down, you're going to see these sections of your loop. This is the document section. The document section contains files and folders. Folders are in blue. Files are in black. Placeholders for files or templates are in gray. You can open and close your folders just by clicking. See that? I'm going to close all of my folders. If I want to open a folder, I click Opened, click again, Closed. If I want to add a document to my folders, I will go to the Add Document button corresponding to the folder where I want to add the document. There's an Add Document button for each folder. If I want to add a folder, I click the Add Folder button. And then I will be prompted to add my new folder. Maybe I want to call them HOA docs. And this is where I can put my docs. To close it, click HOA docs and it will close the folder. To close my Add Document button, I just need to click the Add Document button. The Add Document button opens with a click, and then it brings up windows prompting you to add templates, to browse for files, or to email files into your folder. I'm going to close that. When you first create your template, your document section automatically contains some folders. This is a buy-side residential, and it contains an initial documents folder. This is for your accepted contract, first 48 hours. These are the files that you should have for your completed offer. It will contain the contract, the Dalton Wade disclosures, energy efficiency, the Dalton Wade disclosure, and it will contain any other addenda, such as an FHA VA, if there's a licensee interest in property, any other addenda pertinent to your contract should all go here at the beginning of your contract. If you don't know what other documents might be required, the FHA, the licensee interest in property, if you should expect to receive HOA, condo, any other information, then you can simply check out this residential buyer checklist. Just click it to open it. You can click any file to open it. This is our residential checklist, and it's going to prompt you as to the required documents. It does so in a question format. Yes or no is the answer, and if the answer requires some deeper information, you're going to get a little bit more information here. For example, is the financing FHA or VA? If the answer is yes, it's FHA, then the FHA addendum is required. If the answer is yes, it's VA, then the FHA VA addendum is required, and you're going to need to get a WDO. That WDO inspection will be required for a VA loan. So there is handy information within this checklist. Please take a look at it. If you have any questions about what other documents might be required for your initial docs. Again, click the folder to close it. The pending docs. This is for that first 48 hours to your commission disbursement. We don't know what files you're going to need here. We do know you're going to need the earnest money deposit. That's Florida law. And you're going to need your commission disbursement. But we aren't going to know if there's any addenda a repair addendum, an extension addendum, any addendums. We don't know if you're going to be provided the title commitment or any inspections are going to be shared with you. If they are, please upload them. By adding document. Closing docs, that's your HUD. You can upload your fees, and we do require a final walkthrough. This final walkthrough also contains a waiver. So even if your client chooses not to do the final walkthrough, please be sure and have them sign the final walkthrough. They can waive it. This section contains information about your service providers. This next section contains information about your people. .loop also offers a handy Zillow review feature. To add people, you can click Add Person. Everyone should have a name and a role. I created this, but it doesn't know my role. Always set a role for everyone. That's how the system knows who needs to sign what. This is your people section. Details on using each of these sections will be in related videos. This is your task list. The Buy-Side Residential comes with a task list. You are welcome to use it. You can assign each task to anyone in your loop. It is most common to assign tasks to yourself. You can also assign a due date. Assigning tasks and dates are done by the drop-down next to each task item. Just like you're seeing me look at now. I've just set the due date for today. I assigned this task to myself. When I've completed the task, I can check the box. I can go along and I can assign all of the tasks. This is particularly helpful for very busy agents. When a task is done, I can check the box. If a task is not applicable, for example, perhaps this property doesn't have an HOA. Perhaps this is not applicable. I can choose the dots and I can delete a task. Click and delete. If I want to add a task, I can simply scroll to the bottom, click Add Task, and write what the task is. I can hit Enter. My task has been added at the top, and it's been added for today. This is the default. When it adds a new task, it adds it for today. And I can assign that. When the task is completed, I can check the box, or if I want to reschedule the task for tomorrow, I can do that simply by clicking the arrow and rescheduling. I can schedule for today, tomorrow, this week, next week, after another task, or I can set it to a specific date, which brings up this calendar option. When I'm finished with the task, I will simply check the box to mark it as complete. To close my task list, I will just check the folder and it closes right up. The other thing I want to point out during the navigation is the Help Center information here at the bottom of the screen with your member ID. And also, I would like you to notice that these three little dots appear all up and down your loop. They are next to people, they are next to tasks, they are next to folders. They are next to placeholders. They are next to templates, and they have options. So if you are looking for how do I do something, try your ellipse options. I'm going to close up my folders. This is the end of the navigation training. Next, we will add some property details in the next video. Thank you for joining me.